Hi guys, my name is Dominique Drew, and I'm a relationship coach who focuses specifically on relationship with the self. In particular, my specialty is around redefining success toward inner fulfillment and outer impact. So, finding happiness and real fulfillment beyond wealth. Okay? Mostly the people that I talk to, the people that I work with, they've achieved success according to what everybody, the way everybody defines it, or maybe the way they've defined it. They've achieved what they want or what they thought they wanted. And really across the board, I find there's this moment they all experience of this kind of, okay, what now? Now what do I do? Right? So once the trappings of sort of societal success are in your possession, it sort of opens up this realm of, well, now where do I go? Right? Because everybody's focus is on the things you already have. So now it comes to, okay, what do you need for genuine inner fulfillment? Right? Your identity. What is your identity now? Who are you? Did you maybe lose yourself some way between where you started and reaching where you are now? Did you maybe lose yourself once you reached where you are now? And in particular, right, whether it's that's the way that you phrase the problem or not, this is also about finding your purpose or redefining your purpose now for outer impact, right? Creating and helping you to create a legacy worth leaving. Okay. So what I want to talk about today is one of the main things that I see people getting wrong when they're trying to fix anything in their life. And I mean across the board. I also don't see anybody saying what I'm about to say online anywhere. So if you have seen it, could you just post a link or the blurb, or the link and the blurb in the comments below this video? That would be really helpful for me, because I'm very curious to see if anybody else is talking about this. Just as a upfront, I have no ego in this. I don't do this so that people look at me and think that I'm great. I already think I'm great. It's no longer dependent on what other people think, although it used to be. And if you've followed me for a while, then you know that that's true, because I used to struggle a lot with deep insecurities and self-hatred and weight issues and all those things for a very long time. Now I've cleared all of that. I don't feel any of it anymore. I experience life in this way of freedom and fulfillment effortlessly. That's my default baseline. So if somebody else is talking about this, I would really like to know, because the way I see people trying to fix their problems flat out doesn't work. So the more I can spread out this, like, but here's why it's not working, the more impact I create in the world, that is great. I don't need people to hire me to feel fulfilled about what I do. I just ran into somebody on Facebook who I posted something about, relationship. I think it was totally unrelated. I think it was about travel, international travel or something. And the guy recognized me and was like, oh my God, have you checked out this girl's podcast? It's called The Art of Attraction. And a year ago, it helped me break through this major issue I had in my relationships, and she's awesome. And like, he never hired me as a coach. Didn't matter. That was a moment of such profound success to me. I was like, yes, fuck yeah. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for empowering you, for spreading the word that there are a few tricks to life, okay? That when you make them, things become infinitely easier. And I know, because I fought against it. I was up against the same walls as a lot of people for many, many years. I figured these out, or was taught them. I don't claim to all of this to be original. I've been on this path for almost 20 years. And so a lot of things change. And now I'm in this place where my life is primarily effortless and successful. Money flows to me now. I always had major money issues before. So all of this stuff is really super transformable if you have a few of these little tricks, okay? Here's one. Most people, when they have a problem, let's say they want to go to the gym, okay? But they can't motivate themselves to do it, all right? You want to start a business, but you can't motivate yourself to do it. You can't get even those things that you look at it and you're totally on board with yourself. You're like, yeah, I really want to go to the gym. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to look better. I'm going to, get a better response from people. I'm going to, it's going to foster confidence in me. all of these reasons that you have for why you want to go to the gym. And yet, when the moment comes, you're like, right? I have been there. Here's what I see happening. We'll stick with the gym example for just a minute. Everywhere around the internet that I have looked, again, please correct me if you have more information, because I would really like to know. Everywhere around the internet that I look, when people are helping people through an issue, let's say you want to go to the gym, but you hold yourself up, can't do it. They talk about fixing that problem, right? Oh, is the problem lack of motivation? Okay, cool. In that case, try this technique. Try this technique. Just do a 10-second workout. Find a better gym. Get a trainer so there's some accountability. Get a gym buddy so there's some accountability. Work out in a way that you really like. Fix your mindset with this hypnosis. Talk yourself into it this way. Fix your mindset so that you really do want to. All of these things are these tips and tricks, these tactics to solve the lack of motivation so that you can go forward and go to the gym. Here's the problem. The lack of motivation in this example is not the problem. Okay? Lack of motivation doesn't exist in a vacuum. Humans are meant to lead joyful lives. For 20 years, I have helped people uncover the bullshit that they carry in their minds, in their bodies, in their cellular structures, only because you've carried it for so very long. It literally integrates into because you build yourself, you grow your identity, who you think you are, around these little misconceptions. Okay? So I help people clear the bullshit. Every time you clear the bullshit, there is light and ease and life force and energy, effortless energy and joy. So if there is ever a time when you're not experiencing that, it means there's something that you're carrying that's in between you and your natural state of joy. Okay? If that sounds incredible to you, it did to me too. I have 20 years of evidence that says that there's no problem I've ever uncovered for like the thousands of people I've seen go through this process, including myself, where there was not joy. And I was not like a joyful person growing up. I mean, I was like an enthusiastic, like outgoing kid, but I was like deeply depressed and worried about everything and all of this crap that I was carrying. So I had very low energy and I had weight on my body and yada, yada. So the lack of motivation does not exist in a vacuum. What do I mean by that? You, as a snapshot of your human self, does not have low energy if you use a wide enough lens. Meaning, something is going on in your system that is resulting in low energy and keeping you from taking the steps to do what you know, not just mentally and conceptually, but really on lots of levels, is good for you and that you want, like going to the gym. However, if you look at what I just said there, then when you are identifying the problem and looking to fix it, if you try to fix the low motivation, you're trying to correct something from the middle of its trajectory. Okay, it starts down here somewhere. It manifests as a symptom, in this case, low motivation, and then it results in you not losing the weight and you being unhappy because you can't get to the gym. Okay? But look what we just said. There's a source further down. The low motivation is the way the issue is showing up in the moment. Let me simplify. You go in to a coach and you say, hey, I can't motivate myself to go to a gym. And they go, great. Let's fix that low motivation. That's a problem for you. Here's what the situation really is. Somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'm experiencing low motivation. I need some help. I go, great. Let's look at what is causing your motivation to be low. Let's look at what is causing the problem you are currently experiencing. Don't just fix the actual problem, because 9 times out of 10, and by 9 times out of 10, I really mean like 99.9 out of 100, That's not the problem. Nobody has, whatever the issue is, self-sabotage, low motivation, overweight, negative mindset. None of that happens in a vacuum. They are symptoms. They are your body expressing, there's a problem here, I can't do that thing. Your system wants to be fully aligned with itself. Naturally, that is the balance. As you clear the bullshit, when you work with me, as you clear the bullshit out, you naturally begin to come into balance. I don't make that happen. That's not something I would ever even try to control, and I couldn't if I wanted to. Your system, naturally, beautifully, magically, intentionally, wants to be in balance with itself. Your only job in life is to get out of your own way. When you do that, this happens naturally. So, this thing that people are missing, that I see everywhere on the internet, is that they're trying to solve the apparent problem instead of looking at what's causing the apparent problem. Okay? If you have, you're struggling with, depression, people go right for meds. Nothing wrong with meds as a tool. I used them as well. I was on meds for like 6 years because I was horribly depressed when I was really young. Very useful. Meanwhile, as I was on them, I was continuing this work that I now teach, and I eventually solved the underlying issue that was causing the depression, no longer needed the meds, and I came off, and I haven't needed them since. Now, this is incredibly important. This changes the way you think about your problems. So, whatever you think the problem is, try seeing it as a symptom instead. I wonder what is causing blank instead of, I wonder how to fix blank. Of course, when you wonder what's causing it and you begin to address the actual underlying issue there, then you are fixing it. But you're fixing the core, you're fixing the source. And that makes a difference in a number of ways. One, it actually fucking works, which a lot of times when you treat symptoms, it does not. Partially because there are huge amounts of them, way more than you may even realize, but mostly because the symptom isn't the problem. So when you address it directly, it doesn't have the effect that you want. Secondly, why addressing symptoms isn't the best way to go about it is because it takes a really long time. Again, because you're not addressing it directly. And a third reason is that it's not permanent. Okay, if you make some progress, but then you repeat that negative pattern that you keep repeating in your life, great. That shows you that you didn't hit the source of the problem. When people coach with me, we go straight to the core of the issue. We address it right there on the call. So my work tends to be and my clients' results tend to be very accelerated, not because I'm pushing them any faster than they need to go or want to go, but because I'm directly addressing the problem and not the symptoms or fluffy things around it. Okay, so I hope that's helpful for you. This is a real game changer, this particular approach. So again, it's why I see a lot of people not getting results or getting them slowly or just being generally ineffective. So I hope that is helpful for you. Go ahead and hit subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed this. And most importantly, if you know somebody who would benefit from this, someone who's struggling against something and doesn't know why, please send them this video, because the more this can get out, as I said, whether they end up coaching with me or not, the more this gets out, the better the world's gonna be. And that's my real intention with this work. So thank you so much. Subscribe, like, send me a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.